Good evening. Welcome to our bedroom talk. We've been having a few more conversations. Well, we're always having conversations.
This one got pretty heated. Well, interesting.
Uh, Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
So we'll try and share it with you. You want to introduce the top? Well, we said we would be talking about policy things. So one of the hot topics on the Democratic side of policy was equal pay for equal work for women. So we opened up our discussion with, what do you think? Should women get equal pay for equal work?
All right. The whole subject just opens up a whole can of worms in my book.
That's not what you said earlier. You said, of course they should.
Well, yeah, of course they should. If you're going to, if you're going to put it out there, okay, should they be paid equal? Yes, of course they should. If they're going to be principals of, at the head of a school, yeah, they should be paid the same. But,
And I
well,
talked to a lot of people. I don't know if anybody that disagrees with that. Everybody says, of course, why not?
yes, that is if you are entering into the world at the same time.
So it brings up a few questions of seniority because women tend to be the ones that take time off from their career to raise children. So they may end up, 20 years down the road, they may end up with 5 years less experience. So then you go, is your equal pay for equal work determined by position? You both have the same job assignment, or is the seniority play into it? And does taking time off to raise children, is that a legitimate thing to say that, okay, that affects your seniority?
And I think it does.
Okay. And actually, with another Democratic plan of getting 12 weeks off maternity leave, goes, okay, now you have a really interesting thing because technically you're still employed. You get 12 weeks off. You don't have that experience, but does it count as your seniority?
That's all in how you work it out with your employer.
So, as far as
and actually, because your reviews generally come up once a year, so
reviews become another question because a lot of stuff's subjective. If you're doing, we have a woman and a man working in the same position, they're both managers, and if the woman is doing a better job of managing, should she be paid more than the man, or should they be paid equal? And how do you determine what's equal if one is doing a better job than the other? If you're doing better work, shouldn't you get better pay?
if you are, and that's where your employer does their review and makes that judgment on whether you deserve a raise. Of course, you get your cost of living raise, don't you?
I've had one in years. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I know, really. Huh?
But people would argue that say, well, but statistically, women are consistently getting paid less. So these reviews are subjective, and the raises are subjective, and that doesn't work. They're just consistently getting less, maybe because it's biased reviews. What do you say to that?
Biased reviews. Oh, that they favor the man over the woman.
Yeah.
And well, you need to just go get another job somewhere else.
But they say it's consistent. If you go to another job, you'll go to another company. That's the same problem.
Then you need to review yourself and to see if you are the problem.
That's the biggest issue I find here is that everybody agrees in principle to the idea.
Sure.
People doing equal work should get equal pay.
Right.
The question is, how do you determine that when you have subjective reviews, right? And when you have difference in seniority and such that affect it, because women have been out of the workforce for a portion of their life, their career. And I think what happens is you fall into, okay, now we have to make everything by formula. So kind of like they do for teachers. If you have worked for 5 years and you have a BA and you're teaching second grade, you get this much. Doesn't matter if you're a good teacher or bad teacher. Everybody that meets those qualifications gets the same pay. And then if you get a master's degree and you're still teaching second grade and still doing the same kind of work, you get a raise.
No, you get a raise.
You get a raise even
field, you do.
right. You get a raise even though you didn't become necessarily a better teacher. You just have a higher degree. So things become driven by formulas, and now where's the incentive to do better? Because nobody can say, well, you're a better teacher than the other teacher, or you're a better manager, or cook than somebody else. And so there's no incentive to perform. Hi, kitty. Funny kitty videos. So there's no incentive to perform because everything's driven by formula. So your real incentive is go get a new degree or try and get a promotion that moves you to a new position. But so that's where I see the difficulty. Everybody likes the idea and everybody agrees in principle, but the question of how it plays out in actual practice becomes very difficult. And I don't like the idea of things getting formula driven.
No.
I think that's counterproductive. So you can give us your opinion. We'll cover
That's it.
That's it. Something else next time. I think we're going to talk about jobs going overseas. I have personal experience with that. Talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.